Thank you for joining us for Real Talk with Arlette. This show is about bringing together a diverse group of ladies that you could relate to exchange ideas and share their experience on topics that relate to women. We're continuing our series on self-care, and today my guest will be sharing with you how they manage to practice self-care while having young kids. Go figure. I don't know how they do it. So, do you practice self-care? Well, it's time for us to have some real talk. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. Joslyn, welcome back. You're just a reoccurring guest. I appreciate you so much for being here. Kristin and CJ, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all don't look like y'all have any babies. How in the world do you all find time to care for yourself when you have all these children running around? CJ, how many children do you have?
I have three.
Three. And
3,
their
5,
ages?
and 7.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow. And Kristin, you have a little one as well.
I do. She's 3, going on 13,
Oh.
so she's in the sassy phase. But
Yeah.
Oh, that's not sassy yet, girl. Just
Oh, man. Oh,
It gets
man.
better.
It gets better. It gets better.
Joslyn, what about you?
Mine is 8. She's 8, and she is 8 going on 88. It happens. It happens.
They say girls grow up faster, right?
Oh my
They
goodness.
do. They do. And it's always more than a notion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that self-care with young ones is difficult.
Yeah.
They want play dates. They need playtime.
Right.
They need, because they're very narcissistic, right? I was having this conversation with someone in the hallway the other day at work, and I said they're still in that narcissistic phase, right? You
Yeah.
cover your eyes and they don't, you can't see me. It's not that I can't, you can't see me. It's
Right.
the opposite way around. So
Right.
they can't see you. It's you can't see them because their eyes are covered because it's still all about them. And so
Of course.
that's challenging, right? When you have the little ones, because it is still very much all about them. It's self-gratifying for them. I want to play date. I want you to play with me. I want you to read to me and tuck me in. It's like, you know how to put yourself to bed. I need to sit this evening. Or I want to decompress. So I think it's very challenging, and with them for sure, it's setting a rhythm, right? It's setting a bedtime. It's setting a meal time. There are times you'll miss it because they have activities. It's gymnastics. It's vacation Bible school. It's whatever, and it's just really still trying to hold to that consistency, because otherwise it's consistency for you too, right? Because you're passing out while you're trying to watch whatever you take,
Yes.
right? Because
If I could get through 1 hour of my DVR, that'd be a miracle. That'd be a
What
miracle.
DVR? I haven't watched TV.
Well, you have 3 kids. Paw Patrol on repeat.
Girl, you're a different story. I don't know how you make it, right? Okay.
Yes, oh my gosh.
And all of you work. You work
Yes.
full-time jobs.
Yes.
And your moms.
Yes.
Some of you are wives.
Yes.
And you still find time to
You
Do what
have
it is you need to do.
and daddies take their time. We were just having this on the break,
Yes,
on the
they do.
conversation on the break, because they'll walk out and say, hey, I'm going to get my hair cut. My girlfriend loves to tell the story. They grab their keys, they're out of the door. But for
Right.
us, it's like, hey, so the baby's napping in our bed.
Right.
They're in the middle of the bed, so they shouldn't roll. I just
Right.
fed them. There's
I
more
have
bottles
lunch in the fridge.
Yes, I'll be
Yes.
back in 2 hours. And while
Right.
you're gone, you're checking, like, has
Right.
it been 2 hours?
Clothes are in the washer.
Yes, and you don't give yourself that time to
Yeah.
just.
Good.
You don't
bathe.
really disconnect while you're
No.
out.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
What is that?
I don't
Mom
know.
life.
I don't know why. What is it about that? Because it makes us feel like, okay, I'm not a good mom, or I'm I'm
Right.
doing something wrong. And it took
Right.
a lot for me to just say, you know what, CJ, you can give yourself an hour and
Right.
go get your hair done. How about
Right.
that?
Right.
Or
Right.
you can go get your nails done. You can go get a massage. It's okay. But even it's crazy because in the beginning, I always would look at my phone. Oh my God, what's going on? Are they okay? And
Yeah.
then when I came back and I'm like,
They were
okay,
still alive.
they okay.
Yeah.
Now the house is a little different, but they've eaten. It might not have been my food of choice,
Yeah.
but they're alive, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do
Right.
this.
Yeah.
So that is that's really good for me, because before I liken it to that commercial. You know, the commercial when it's first baby, you're real like,
Oh,
my God,
yes.
yes, you're like, oh my God, you're at the hospital every day. And second baby is just like, oh, okay, maybe. So by third baby, you're giving the baby to the greasy
Right.
That is so true. So
they don't have the best diapers, not the name brand diapers.
So first baby, I was really crazy. But second baby, I was like, okay, 2 hands, I have this. But when you have 3 kids, you're like, okay, 2 hands and a foot. Hold it, son. Hold it. That's exactly my life. I am the lady that you see in the grocery store. You're like, oh, poor thing. You need help, don't you? It's like, we don't look good as a unit like Kevin. we don't. I admit it. I started off really old. I'm older with kids. I'm in my 40s. So I had problems with infertility. And God saw fit to bless me with kids later on in life. And they have been such an amazing blessing. But yes, I am that lady you guys see like, oh my God, her hands are full. They are.
But you managed to get it all done gracefully.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't feel that way all the time. But yes, it's rewarding. It's rewarding.
Yes, that's good.
It's rewarding.
So it is challenging, and so you have to figure out what your space and time is and where you fit into that. Like, how do I, instead of passing out, how do I get it so that I'm not passing out in front of the DVR, so that I actually have time to watch the DVR? What do I need to do differently in my day, or scale back, or have a cutoff of, or unplug, you know, from whatever. I know I have a girlfriend that teases, I don't call moms until about 8 o'clock if I want to have a meaningful conversation, because before that you're like, no, don't stop, come here and eat this. And they're like on the phone, are you talking to me, or are you talking to them? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to them. Okay, wait, did you get your stuff for tomorrow? Did you? And you can't have, especially if you have single friends or people who have older kids, they don't understand. They don't. And so it's really finding that rhythm so that you're not asleep when that happens.
I always make a habit. My sister and I have a talk date because she doesn't have any kids, and she's like, your daughter's so loud. And
your daughter, not her niece, but your daughter.
So I call her on the way home on Wednesdays. So I talk to her from work to the house, and so she can actually hear me. And she knows that that's our special time, and she can actually hear me.
It's so funny. Because it's true. My best friend and I, she has 3 kids as well, and we always joke, and we're like, oh, okay, your window's closed. Yes, you're my window. No. Do you have a window? I have a small window, and as soon as the kids start to, okay, my window's closed. Okay, girl, talk to you later.
Right.
That's you just have to find that window, and just it can be at any time.
You do. I have friends who joke about locking themselves in the bathroom, and one day she called me.
That is not a joke. That is real life.
It is. And she called me from the bathroom, and I was like, where are you? She was like, I'm in the bathroom, and I see little footsteps. She was like, they found me. And you know, it's crazy when that becomes your reality. That is your self-care.
I've done it. Look, I do not have young children, but I do have a 5-year-old granddaughter.
What do you hide from her?
Oh, let me tell you. I did lock myself into the bathroom. It was in my bedroom, and I said, I'm just going to go take a bubble bath. This chick went and got a key from her diary or someplace. She unlocked my door with a key from her little journal or diary.
Jay does it now. She doesn't knock. She just comes in.
Yeah. And then I said, oh my God, can I just take a bath?
No, because it's still about me. See, she walked in saying, I. And we don't do that enough. We don't say I to ourselves enough. And we feel guilty about not doing something. And I have learned now that she's a little bit older to tell her that I can do anything, but I cannot do everything. And so mommy needs a little bit of time to rejuvenate, to get some of her mommy energy back so that she can then give it back to you. Because it's so difficult to try to do everything, because then you're juggling all these things, and ultimately you're not doing anything well. Nothing is getting 100%. Nothing is getting done the way it should be, and you're spent, because as women, and definitely as caregivers, we oftentimes pour out more than we receive in, right? And so then you end up spent, and it's finding that time to recharge so that you're not totally depleted, right? That your glass is empty. Because if you are my friend and you only have a shot glass to offer me, and I've got an 8-ounce glass, you didn't give me enough to get back to where I need to go. And so sometimes it's incumbent upon ourselves to give that to ourselves.
And see, you guys have girls, so when you have boys, that adds an extra layer to it, because I don't know what is it about boys and their mommies. Oh my God, like they love me, and it's a good thing. But I'm just like, baby, can mommy use the restroom, baby? mommy,
Yeah.
and then they fight
That's
for
all
that
of
love
them.
and attention. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
It goes away eventually. You know, my daughter is 8 and she'll still come into the bathroom.
We have different
It's
cycles.
just like, yes, it's
Yeah.
just-
Right
yeah.
now we're in a severe mommy phase, so.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's daddy where the sun rises
Yes.
and sets on him.
Yeah.
Daddy can do no wrong, and so
Right.
it's and that's when you grab your keys in your purse
And you
and you're out the door.
There's my
There's
window.
my window. I'm in a daddy phase, girl. I'm out. And you make no mistakes,
Yeah.
and you don't even ask. You know how you would normally ask, "Do you want to go?" Nope, you don't want to go with me. I'm making the executive decision.
right.
You're
That's
gonna
right.
hang back here,
Yeah.
kid.
You want to
And-
hang out with daddy.
Yeah, it'll be just fine. It'll be just fine because then nobody's asking you to leave the store.
That's
Jay's
so funny.
notorious for
Right.
that, and I did that the other day. I was like, "You want to go with mommy or daddy?" And then I thought about it, and I was like, "Nope, you're just taking her. So I'll
Right.
see you guys later."
Yes.
But you
Well,
have to do that.
I look at Lauren and, well, for me, when I had young kids, I will be honest, I didn't practice self-care because I just felt like I was super mom, super wife, super friend, super everybody. But I watch her with Layla, and she will find time to spend time for them to paint. They both enjoy crafts. So, Layla does require a lot. And so, when Lauren has the time, they will get in the garage, lay out towels, and just paint. Or if Lauren decides she wants to do yoga, because she does know how to practice self-care. Some people may say, oh, she's selfish. No, she's pretty doggone smart. She takes time. But at the same time, she engages her daughter. So Layla does yoga with her.
Yes.
Yeah, if I decide I want to go on a bike ride, Layla will ride the scooter, whatever. So it's just prioritizing. Yeah, I can practice self-care and I can be with my young kid at the same time.
It's just
sure.
a different picture.
Right.
I used to take kickboxing classes when I
Okay.
was, before the little one, and I would go have that was my me time. Well, now we do dance fitness in the living room, and she loves it, and that's our time together. But I still get my workout in.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So not
That's
selfish,
actually
smart.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I
It
tried.
keeps me with it and
Yeah.
fit, and my little one
You
loves
side
it.
roll and
Yes.
dance down.
I can. I will not show you on video.
I just showed a little bit. I showed a little bit. I'm not gonna get through with it, but
Yes.
That's
We're
awesome.
getting it.
That's real
I love
talk.
Yes.
only because I know too, because I do that on occasion. too.
Yes,
But
I do too.
Yeah.
You need your opportunity to have, because I make sure, because you're right, the kids are very narcissistic, and you're just like, this is mommy daughter time. They're like, it's mommy daughter time.
Yes.
And I'll say it's mommy
Yeah.
son time. It's mommy son time.
Oh.
And they just really enjoy it because
Yeah.
it's multiples, and they're just like, it's just the two of us.
Yes,
though."
it's
And so we
I
have
love
those
it.
times, and they really do appreciate it.
And you have to have
Yeah.
the same conversation with yourself. It's just me time.
It's-
Oh, this
Yes.
and be unapologetic
Yes.
for it. There are days, where Daddy picks up on Tuesday and Thursday because he has his designated days, because I want to do self-care for me. I want to get my nails done or my eyelashes or my hair without somebody pulling at me
Yeah.
Right.
saying, hey, mommy, when are we leaving? Is it over
Yes.
yet? I mean, I'm ready to go,
My
right?
tablet's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
That's what I get. And I'm like, okay, well, my toes aren't done, so you're going to have to figure it
Right.
out.
Here's my phone. Just don't drain my phone.
Oh my
but
God.
it's that self-care in those moments where you get to do things like that and not feel guilty, because oftentimes we feel guilty about carving that space out, because it's like, did I miss an opportunity to be with you? Did I miss an opportunity where you did something where I wasn't there? And especially with me traveling, and I've been home for the past 2 years, but traveling for long stints of time. I mean, I went overseas for like a month and a half, and so I was gone and she was 5, and that was difficult. And being 7 hours time difference, she's in school, and then when she gets out, she wants to call. And based on the rigor of my project, I wasn't laying down until like 3 o'clock in the morning. There were times where she would call, and so it's like, whoo, how do I give you this time being away? And after that, I was like, look, I can't go overseas right now. She's too little. She
Yeah.
doesn't get it. But then coming back, when I've been on the road and feeling guilty, want to give you everything. Oh, you want that
Right.
shirt? Okay. You need those shoes? Okay. You want to go get your nails done? You want to have a play
Wow.
day? So and so wants to sleep over, and then I find myself just spent and angry and depleted and frustrated. But it's saying, okay, yes, this is temporary. I'm not going to be out of town for the year. This is temporary. So how do I manage this differently? And being able to step back and manage that from a different lens, because I for sure was that guilty parent giving into everything. Yeah. And the kids do get a lot of stuff. I mean, based on when you have your children and your per capita income compared to when, you know, we were kids and our parents, the art of no, right? Don't touch anything we go in this store.
Yes.
Right, don't ask for nothing. Christmas, you were waiting for birthdays, Christmas, Easter. You believed in the Easter bunny till you about 20.
Yes. I'm gonna get a basket.
Yes.
He's not real?
No,
yes, he'll get a basket.
And I think they really just want our time.
They do.
They want, especially when they're little. For me, I had to make some choices for my work. I used to be in a high-paying managerial role at an oil and gas company downtown, and all I was doing was working and driving to work. And my daughter this was right after I went back from maternity leave. I was still in this role, and I saw my daughter for 1 hour a day.
Oh my God.
1 hour a day. And I was like, this is not my life. This is not what I wanted.
Because what a great job you did. One of my coworkers said to me, oh, that was a great spreadsheet, but I missed the recital.
Yeah. Yeah. So I made a change. I work 20 minutes from my house now, and I also work from home 1 day a week. I talked to my manager, who is amazing, thankfully, and I only have to go into the office 3 or 4 days a week now. And so I get to take my daughter to summer camp right now, or take her to her school. And so I just was like, this is how it needs to be. And it may not be the high-paying job that I had before, but I'm there for my daughter.
For sure. I was in that. I remember one of my employers, and I would literally, like, lay her down, and then she would, like, get up for another feeding, and I would still be up, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still working. And I was like, this cannot be my life. So I ended up switching jobs and going to work for someone else, and I was like, okay, this is like a 9 to 5. Okay, Jesus.
This is a real job.
Right. Like, I'm not online at 3 in the morning. I'm not, talking to my coworker who is up as well. This is amazing. So it's really beseeching those opportunities too, saying that enough is enough and going to look for that opportunity. And because you put yourself in a box, well, I need to make this much money, and it needs to look like this, and it needs to look like that. And you'd be surprised if you stepped outside the box, you might still be able to make that kind of money and do something that's more rewarding and has more work-life balance. Because they're not concerned about your work-life balance. You need to create that for yourself, right?
And sometimes you just have to ask for it.
You do.
And say, this is what I need. I can still do a good job.
But you created that by asking for it.
I did.
Right.
And I was scared. I was like, but then I was like, all she can do is say no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what works for us.
I love it. I love it.
It's working.
That's amazing. The work-life balance part is just amazing. My son, he tells me all the time, he's like, Mommy, you're not supposed to work because you're not supposed to leave me. I'm like, son, I understand. Okay, I have to have those conversations with him, and so he understands. But at the same time, they want you, and they want that time all the time. So it is definitely to have that work-life balance is so.
It's challenging because I know there are times where I am in the middle of a project and I am overburdened with all the things that I need to do, because my work doesn't really begin on the project until my team is finished. And if they send it to me at 11 o'clock, then I'm doing it at 11 o'clock. Or if they don't send it to me until Friday night and I'm too tired, then my screen is up on Saturday morning. And Jay probably was about 5, and she said, the screen is up. I know what that means. And I was like, what does that mean? It means you don't have time for me. And I was like, self-check. Okay, so I need to do this. But guess what? It's not really going to have to be done until Monday, so I need to pause for the cause. Right. I'm going to pause for her and do whatever it is. When she goes to bed at 9, then I will have to still, be alive and be on, and that's what it is. But I can't have this screen up in this valuable time that she's requesting of me. That's not fair to her. She didn't sign up for this. This is my job, not hers.
That's right. That's right. Well, kudos to all 3 of you for managing to take time for your kids and take care of yourself and take care of work, because it's not like you guys are just housewives and you're just waiting for your children to get out of school. You actually work your job, come home, take care of family, and spend time taking care of yourself. So that is awesome. So if you could give one piece of advice to ladies out there, because I'm sure there are millions of women that are out there. Some of them are single moms. Some of them are working moms. Some of them don't work, but they still can't figure out, how am I going to take care of these 3 or 4 children that I have at home? And I don't have time to take care of my hair. I don't have time to read a book. I don't have time to journal. But in fact, you do have time, because you guys are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had one piece of advice, what would you tell those ladies out there that have young kids?
Live consciously and pause. You have to breathe in and put your mask on first, because if you don't put your mask on first, you're not saving anybody else.
Yeah.
And so if you don't figure out how to pause for, even if it's 15 minutes, just to recollect yourself, meditate, step outside and just drink in the day and look at the beauty of the world, then, you know, you have to figure out how to get that at night. You know, get it at night, get it in the morning, but you've got to get it, because if you don't get it, you're going to find that you are used up and you are no good to anyone else.
Yeah.
So, and don't be afraid to ask for help,
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes your parents are older, they can't assist you. Your parents may not be around, but you will find that those good girlfriends and guy friends, or whoever you have around you, become an extension of your family. Those people that you trust. Hey, I'm putting you on the pickup list. Should I not be able to get there? Hey, you might end up on their pickup list, but it's using your resources and using your family to do those
I
things.
Like that.
Oh, the family is
Yes, the
awesome.
family is essential to raising your children.
Yeah, it takes a village, right?
It does.
It does.
It does. So that's what I would say.
Yep. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need, whether it be professionally or personally. I went through a period, especially when my daughter was very small, where I always felt guilty if I was away from her. And nobody really told me, no, you shouldn't be away from her. It was just in me.
Right.
I was like, oh my gosh, I have to spend every time that I'm not at the office with my daughter. And I looked like a hobo. I mean, I never got my hair done. I never got my nails done. But I was just driving myself where I always had to be with her. And eventually I was just like, no, I need to take time for myself.
Yeah.
And also find a good family. I mean, that's really important.
It is.
Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. CJ, what about you?
You know what I would say? I would say, don't try to mimic someone else. Be your authentic self.
Oh, yeah.
Love
What works for one mommy may not work for you, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It is so okay to do exactly what works for you.
Yeah.
And I would also just like to let you guys know that you're loved. Love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do not compromise. Do not feel bad about loving yourself.
Right.
And if there's anything or any person or anything outside of that boundary, then you make the conscious decision to do what's need to be done to get to that place.
For you.
For
For
you.
you.
I
For you.
love it.
I receive that.
I do too. Well, for me, I don't have babies anymore, but I have a grandbaby. I know y'all, I don't look like it.
No, you don't.
I guess the advice that I would give is just learning from my daughter is to do things with your children. Include them, like the crafts or the exercising or whatever, but also utilizing your resources, the same thing that you all said. Not being afraid to ask a friend, hey, if you keep my daughter for today, I'll keep her tomorrow, or your child tomorrow, so I can go and, just do something for me.
Yes.
Or asking your parents, hey, can you guys babysit? Because, nowadays grandparents are young, so we're doing things too. But taking that time to take care of you, whatever that looks like.
I receive that.
So I'm going to raise my glass to you ladies, because I applaud you for being great moms.
Oh, great mommies.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank
I
you
know
for
that
having
you
us.
guys have touched some lives today, and I really
Awesome.
appreciate that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for those of you that are watching, thank you for joining us. If there are any topics that you would like us to cover on our show, or if you would like to be a guest on our show, if you live in Houston and you would like to be a guest, please reach out to us at realtalkwitharlette.com and click Let's Talk. So until next time, I would encourage you ladies, be faithful, be fearless, but most importantly, just be yourself.